DHG. This is Halloween Horror 2024. I'm going to be playing The Evil Within. Now, why this game is significant is because it came out in 2014, right in the beginning of the PlayStation 4's early generation, and also at a time when survival horror had pretty much shifted from survival horror to action horror with like Resident Evil 6 and Dead Space 3 and all the other games like that, and then this kind of marked the return back more towards survival horror. It was also created by the guy that created quite a few of the Resident Evil games, including Resident Evil 4. His name is Shinji Megami. Let's get this started. New game here. I don't know why I have to turn this up the whole way. I remember having this on default before, which is 50, but very, very dark. Whatever. I'm just going to be playing on survival. I'm not doing a nightmare or the ultra masochistic Akumu. No, thank you. I could only imagine how hard that final difficulty would be with some of the bosses in this game.
184 copy, code 3, ETA 3 minutes.
Like if you've ever played this game, you'll instantly know what I mean when I say the thing with the long hair.
Sorry, detectives. I know you're just coming off a case, but I'm afraid we're gonna have to make a detour.
Sounds serious. Is it a riot?
A call went out just before I picked you up. Said it was multiple homicides. Half a dozen units already on scene.
131, please advise.
Hey, maybe it's the ghost of that doctor who went schizo and chopped up all those patients.
That's not what happened. Some patients disappeared. Some kind of scandal?
Still, gives you the creeps, doesn't it?
127, 124, please respond.
Joseph, you think there's a connection?
It's a possibility. I believe the records were sealed.
Anyone on scene, respond.
Dispatch, this is Detective Castellanos in 184. What's the situation? Over.
184, be advised. Some problem with Chimon on a Beacon Memorial.
Is there any...
God damn it! Jesus!
Junior Detective Kidman. Any thoughts?
Nothing yet. I'm sure we'll know everything once we get there.
Something that interested me about this game, other than
What do you make of it?
being created by the guy that did most of the good Resident Evils,
Dispatch and let them know what's happening.
was that it was built on
Joseph
ID
Kidman,
Tech
You're
5.
with me. We're gonna have a look around.
Right.
I always liked the look of the ID Engine games. Frame rate's a little choppy out here. It's got nothing to do with my hardware, it's the game.
Smells like blood.
All right. Stay sharp. We're gonna check it out. Don't let anyone else through this door.
I can be an extra set of eyes.
We don't know what's happening here. You're a backup.
We don't need an extra set of eyes. A little reflection in the floor there.
Did you hear something?
You got stabbed in the neck.
Someone alive in here.
Said there's a few dead bodies. It looks more like a massacre. This guy, his voice is so
Are you
thick.
injured? What happened here?
Can't be real. Impossible. Ruvik is...
I've got him. The security cameras might tell us something.
He's just got bad guy written all over him. Let's see, what do we have in here? It's a live feed.
What the hell?
There's your antagonist. That's always a good way to wake up. The rats are just like, yeah, I'm waiting for you to die. I'm a little hungry. He just looks like he smells like potpourri of death. Oh, those sounds are so grotesque. Sounds like a mix between intense blood spatter and vomit. And he's just carrying a severed torso. This game's not violent at all. I believe a lot of the trailers of the game showed a good chunk of this first level off. Everyone was so excited for it, including me. I was like, finally, it looks like we're getting back to survival horror. What the game ended up being was just kind of like a modern version of Resident Evil 4, reimagined in a different way with a somewhat disjointed story. It's kind of hard to fault the story, though. The gameplay's great. Don't mind me. Just gonna grab these keys and leave you to your sausage making. All of a sudden, the Korn song Dead Bodies Everywhere just started playing in my head. Gotta be sneaky. I don't know if that lighting is supposed to come up like that. See some of it like flashing blue and other colors. I'm not seeing it now. There it is. It might be a good idea to run. Yeah, good old chainsaw to the back of the leg. Ain't nothing wrong with that. This type of shit, totally normal. I'm sure this is every psychopath's dream right here. An overly elaborate and painful death. And here's where all the failures got dumped off at. Right into a giant pool of blood. Now keep in mind, he's got a giant open wound on the back of his leg. He probably got that all through his mouth. His water's probably all stagnant and filled with parasites. Sure, that wound on the back of his leg's not going to become a problem.
Where's the exit?
Got some time for some easy reading? You go through there at some point, but not yet. That one's got 2 chains. You don't gotta use your legs at all to climb that ladder. Just do pull-ups. Work those lats. The entire story is about some sort of a device that links a bunch of people's consciousness together. With that one dude, Ruvik. I don't remember the story in its entirety. It's been a long time since I played through this, but the DLCs go into the story more. I'm not going to be playing through them, though. They're not very good. It's pretty much the definition of more of the same. In one, you play as that girl that was in the intro cutscene. The other one, I don't remember. Nope, someone's back. He'll never notice the giant blood trail going into the locker. Would it be a bad idea to make a comment about his man boobs when he's wielding that giant chainsaw?
Can't let him see me.
Well, you can. You'll just die. Time to hide in this locker. He's like, I smell olive oil, spaghetti, and meatballs, but I can't tell where it's coming from. That Italian guy must be around here somewhere. That guy looks like he consumes a different kind of meat entirely. No meatballs are going to be on his plate unless they're of the human variety. These old ass PCs here. I remember those things, all white screens. I used to play Diablo 2 War of Destruction back on one of them back in, what was it, like 2003, 2004-ish. Back when dial-up was still a thing. You get pissed about internet going down and being bad now? You got no idea. Interesting factoid here, though. Should the power grid go down and... Oh shit, he saw me. He didn't take my bait with the bottle. Yeah, he got me. But concerning dial-up modems, should the power grid go down and all the internet get shut off, if we had the equipment, if, you know, the leaders of our countries were smart, I understand Russia and China are doing this, they could go back to vacuum tubes, and if they needed to communicate online, they could go back to dial-up modem. Pretty neat.
Can't let him see me.
I know the USA is doing no such thing. I'm fully convinced the people that run the government here would be much happier off if some catastrophic event happened where 90% of us died. And that goes for pretty much the entire Western world, too. Why? Less people are easier to control, and NATO is literally the Fourth Reich. They even have, right there, a rotary phone. My grandparents used to have one of them. I hated that thing. I gotta admit, they look cool though. They could even be used as a self-defense weapon. And have been many times. Okay, he might not notice me. Good, he took the bait that time. He was supposed to do that last time, but he was on to my tricks. Got a radiator here. Wheelchairs. A classic in horror games. You gotta have wheelchairs. Run, detective. Leatherface is gonna get you. Oh, he's so triggered. His meal just got away. Detective Calianos is like, the fuck just happened? What is it, Calianos or Castellanos? I think it's Castellanos. I don't think they pronounce the L's.
Find myself within darkness.
Bethesda. Bethesda published quite a few good games. This, the Wolfenstein series, they had a really interesting one early on in the PS3 360 era called Wet. Short for special ops like Wet Work and all that stuff. It was like a stylized shooter. I only got to play about 10 minutes of it, but I'd like to get a copy of that and play through it. Can't find it online, so it'll have to be on one of my old consoles. Unfortunately, it didn't sell that well, and since it didn't sell that well, it's kind of like a cult classic, and therefore it's like $40, $50 a copy. It's almost the same price as buying a brand new game. This place is falling apart. The city kind of reminds me of Pittsburgh. And those vehicles have Pennsylvania license plates on them. I don't know if that was intentional or I'm just assuming it was. Developers normally don't omit those kind of details or put in those kind of details for no reason. I grew up there. I would know their license plates. Blue on top, white in the middle, yellow on the bottom.
Hey, where's Joseph? Man, I'm sorry, but you never came out. I waited, but... Please, settle down, Leslie.
Settle down, Leslie. Settle down, Leslie. Settle down, Leslie.
Shit! There's no going back.
Wait, did their plate just say New York? I would have to freeze frame that. It looks like it says New York at the top.
we cut off from everyone?
Everyone must be dead.
Everyone all right back there?
Just a few bumps. We're fine.
Fine. Fine. Fine.
We will be once we're far away.
Fine.
A little further and we'll be fine.
Fine. Fine. Fine. Fine. Fine. Fine. Fine.
Fall! Fall!
Look out!
Fall! Fall! Fall!
Well, that's one way to end an episode. And I love it when games are neatly divided in between chapters that have save points. They're perfect for cutoff spots.